Good afternoon, dear students. Today is 18th November 2020, and as per timetable, for the MA Economics semester third students, for the specialized paper of population studies, second paper, I will deal with the second unit that is entitled with migration and urbanization. So students, I will deal with the concept and types of migration. So let's start the topic, because in the COVID era, issue of migration was very important topics to be learned and to be take care of. So let us start with the basic notions. Students, first you should know about the basic meaning of the migration. Migration is the crossing of the boundary of a political or administrative unit for a certain minimum period of time, and it includes the movement of refugees, displaced persons, uprooted people, as well as economic migrants. So for us, economic migrants are more important than the above one. So here we should also learn about the main types of migration called as internal and international migration. So students, when we talk about the forms of migration, there are three general terms which is named as forced migration, family members migration, and return migrants. And nowadays in the COVID era, you might heard about the concept of reverse migrants. Okay, so forced migration includes refugees, asylum seekers, and people forced to move due to external factors. And family members, people sharing family ties, joining people who have already entered an immigrant country. And the return migrants means people who return to their countries of origin after a period in another country. So this is also true for the reverse migration within country, in which people return from their origin place due to some reasons. So dear students, when we talk about the basic concept of migration and urbanization, we may say that migration and urbanization are direct manifestations of the process of economic development in space, particularly in the contemporary phase of globalization. And this has led to out-migration from several backward rural areas, most of the migrants being absorbed within urban informal economy. So to begin with the topic of migration, we should understand about this basic concept of migration and urbanization, because these two words is a very important nowadays in the process of development. So when we talk about the processes of migration and urbanization, then students, let's start by saying that migration is the demographic process that links rural to urban areas, generating or spurring the growth of cities. And also, the resultant urbanization is linked to a variety of policy issues spanning demographic, economic, and environmental concerns. So, growing cities are often seen as the agents of environmental degradation. That's why we are talking about the migration and urbanization issues simultaneously. So, students, urbanization can place stress on the land through sprawl. Constant industrial development may threaten air and water quality. And nowadays, we always listen these type of concern in a daily basis. So rapid urbanization is also linked to problems of unemployment and the social adaptation of migrants in their new urban settings. So students, cities advertise societies, inequalities in income, housing and other social resources, whether these problems are new or just newly manifest in urban settings. So this all were the process of migration as well as urbanization. So now, as per our syllabus, we have to talk about the various types of migration. So students, before speaking about the types, you must understand the concept that migration takes place from origin place to destination place. For example, from A place to B place. There are two terms. One is called emigrant and another is called immigrant. So both have problems or benefits, and we will discuss in details later on. So let us start that. You can see this is A place, and when migration took place, these people come to the place B. So from A place movement to B place is a migration process. So A is a immigrant and B is a immigrant. So when we talk about these two, then we can see that emigration and immigration means change in residence relative to origin and destination, and that requires information about people and conditions, two different places and two different times. And when we talk about the duration, that may be permanent or seasonal or temporary. And when we talk about the choice or constant, then we can say that it is dealt with improve one's life or live inconvenient threatening conditions. So these are all the two various types of migrations which we can deal with these two issues. So again, there are terms called gross migration and net migration. So you can see this is the example of gross migration. This is the example of gross migration, and this is the net migration. What is gross migration? Gross migration is total number of people coming in and out of an area. That means both coming in from A place to B and moving from B place to another one. The whole process is called as gross migration. And net migrations means difference between immigration, that is in migration, and emigration, that is out migration. And this is the whole story of the net migration. That means there is a positive value, more people coming in, population growth, and negative values can be involved in this. So for example, when from a place like Banaras, if people come from other states in a number of 100 and move from Banaras in the number of 50, the net migration will be 50 only, and the gross migration will be 150. So this type of example you may give in the examination. So when we talk about the types of migration, students, then international migration is emigration is an indicator of economic or social failures of society, because crossing of a national boundary is a necessary steps, easier to control and monitor in this type of migration, and laws to control is there, inhibit these movements. And obviously As per data, between 2 million and 3 million people emigrates each year around the world. So this is the major types of migration, that is called as internal migration and international migration. Earlier I told you about the international migration, and when we talk about the internal migration, this is within one country, crossing domestic jurisdiction boundaries, movements between states or provinces, little government control, and there are various factors for that, that is employment based, retirement based, education based, and civil conflicts, that is internally displaced population. So there are various types of migrations, but here we are talking about only two types, that is internal and international. So another is a local migration. That means no state boundaries are crossed. Buying a new house in the same town or city. Difficult to research since they are usually missed in census data based on change of income or lifestyle, and often very high levels of local migrants. That means you can see this is a central city. Within that city, people move from periphery to the central city, and that is also called migration, but is called as a local migrants. So again, there are many different names regarding the types of migration. For example, there is a voluntary migration and involuntary migration. Voluntary migrations means the migrants make the decisions to move, and most migration is voluntary. Involuntary means there is a forced migration in which the mover has no role in the decision making process. So when we talk about the terminologies of the types of migration, then first one is international and internal migration, and the second one is voluntary migration and involuntary migration. So this is how you have to deal with. And before ending the first topic, let's see this chart in which I have summarized all the types of migration. For example, first one is international. The characteristics is crossing a boundary, easier to control, regulated, difference in income, and 2 to 3 million per year is a average data. National migration's characteristics is between states or provinces, little control, employment opportunities, education and retirement. And third is local migrations, which characterized by within a city or region, change of income or lifestyle. And next is voluntary migration, that characteristics the outcome of a choice, and involuntary means the outcome of a constraint. So students, today I have dealt with the basic notions, meaning of the migrations, process of migrations and urbanization, and little bit about the types of migration. So here I am stopping for the first topic, that is called as basic concept and types of migrations. Thank you.